Well, good afternoon and happy 4th of July. It's actually July 3rd today, but you guys will be watching this video the day after it's actually recorded. And what a day it has been today. If you follow the channel, you know that I've been doing some minor updates of the World Cup in beginning of videos recently, and that is because today Sweden actually went through from the round of 16ths. We managed to beat Switzerland, and England beat Colombia, so we'll be playing them in the quarterfinal on Saturday. I could probably stand here and talk about that all day long. That's not what this video is about. I know that most of my audience is American and you guys really don't care about football, soccer as you call it. In today's video, however, though, we will be covering a specific topic, and that is all the mods that I've done on the truck so far and how much revenue that has actually generated for the channel. I recently did a video covering how much all the mods have cost, and all the mods, by the way, are in the description for anyone that is interested in getting them for their own truck. But in the end of that video, I did ask you guys if you would be interested in knowing how much it has actually generated versus cost me. And yeah, a lot of you guys want to see that. So that's what today's video is about. I don't feel like doing it right here in my driveway though, so let's go for a little drive. All right, and here we are, the same spot as the original video I did on exactly the cost of all the mods on the F-150s. Now, I've done these type of videos a few times before, and I do them basically to be sort of transparent, because I know there's a lot of preconceived notions and opinions of, you know, how do YouTubers make money and how much do they make. I understand that people can have questions, and to be quite honest, I don't understand to 100% exactly how YouTube does it when they pay me and other people and that kind of thing. Bottom line is that it comes down to CPMs. So what we're gonna do here, I guess we just start off with the first mod that I did to the F-150 and try to kind of go in order after that, and we'll cover exactly what type of revenue all those videos until this point here today have generated. We've of course already covered what the modifications cost in the previous video, and that was around $7,500 for everything that I've done to this truck so far. Now, since we did that video, you guys might remember that I've been pulled over and I've had to install these fender flares right here. Now, they were a cost of $700, so I guess the final number is $8,200. That's what everything has cost me in regards to modifications on this truck. I won't remember, you know, to do all the adding and stuff as we go along here, so I'll be putting it up on the screen here somewhere. Let's first start off with the Borla Atak exhaust install. Pretty popular video. A lot of people liked it. It got 200-some thousand views, and here is exactly how much that video generated. Yep, there we have it, $1,003.35 to date. Now, one more thing that I guess is kind of important to note is that videos, they keep, you know, getting views as time goes by, and they keep generating income, although 90% of the time it's never going to be anywhere close to what it is let's say the first 2 days of upload, where it is going to get the most amount of views. Now, some videos, they take off after a while and they just all of a sudden become popular for whatever reason, and they actually make more money a year later, which is kind of weird. But like I said, that is unfortunately pretty rare. And now we'll move on to the second modification we did, which was the grille and the headlights, Anzo switchback headlights, that is, and the Raptor style grille. Also a pretty popular video, and this is the revenue that it generated. $830.82. And then we move on to the third modification here, which is the tint job that I did. We did what's called a tint to match. That's a factory tint, and then we just matched the driver's side and the passenger side. In the original video, I actually forgot to mention this, but I think I paid Auto Illusions around 120 or 150 bucks for that. So I guess we're up to around $8,300 now for modification costs. And here is how much that video generated. Yep, $385.48. And then we move on to the rear taillights that I had planned on doing together with the headlights. And this is how much that video generated. Yep, $551.73. I know that those taillights right there are a little controversial. Some people love them, some people don't like them at all. They think they stick out too much, and I know they do stick out, but with this truck having a pretty wide stance, I actually think it looks pretty good. And before we continue on with the mods here, I almost forgot. I did do a video right after I had taken delivery of the truck where I pretty much asked you guys what type of modifications you guys would like to see, and you know, which mods I should begin with and so on. So in that video, which is part of the truck build series, I actually didn't do any modifications or purchase any modifications at that time, but that video was not very exciting, I guess. So only around 40-some thousand views, but it generated $207.27. Which actually reminds me of another thing that I pretty much almost forgot about. And that was, of course, when we took delivery and let you guys know that this is the new daily driver. It is the F-150 that we've already had for 3 years, but I decided to keep it and have it be my daily driver. Now that video in itself generated $501 to date. And then I made a video titled "Why I Don't Work on My Own Cars," because I basically don't know what I'm doing. If you guys might remember, that's when we started the debadging process, taking off the old F-150 badges, the badge off the tailgate and so on. And I think that was the same video where we put the black badges on. Now that video generated $438.43. And then I think we're in order here, but we moved on to the first performance mod of the F-150, which was a Roush cold air intake. Now that video was, I don't think it was all that popular, about 70,000 views maybe, and it did generate $336.25. So like you guys can see is that I am doing the math as I go while editing. But I think we're up towards, I don't know, maybe 4,000 or something like that. Now after that, it might have been before the performance mod. Like I said, I don't remember exactly in which order we've done all these mods here, but it doesn't really matter because what we're doing is adding up the revenue here. We installed LED projector headlights, and as Brian and I installed that, we found out that, you know, preferably we should have put those on when we did the headlight units and the grille, because we could have done it from in here. But when you install headlights on an F-150, you have to kind of get in and underneath here, and yeah, it makes things a little more complicated. But anyway, that video generated $410.58. Another video was made around the same time, titled "Attempting to Work on My F-150 Myself 2.0. More fail." And to be honest with you, I don't remember exactly what it was I was doing in that video, but I know for a fact that it is in regards to, you know, installing a mod or something like that. Oh, you know what? It was the tailgate badge that I thought was a tailgate badge that was sent to me by a subscriber. Remember that? And that's where I kind of nicked the paint a little bit as well. Now this one is the OEM one that Shane Designs had wrapped for me. The one that was sent to me in the mail, very nice. Still don't know who it was, but that was for a front grille piece, I'm pretty sure. So it didn't really fit. I think we did a couple other things in that video as well, but it generated $305.20. And that now brings us to the day where we actually picked up the new truck, so sort of taken delivery again, because I mean, some people are like, well, that's clickbait, that's your truck that you've had for a long time. I mean, when I use a title like that, it is of course because when you go and pick your truck up with new wheels, new tires, and a lift kit, it feels like you're getting a brand new truck. That video was titled Taking Delivery of My Dream Truck, because when I saw it, if you guys have seen that video, I was blown away. I loved the way that it looked. It was absolutely awesome. And that video has about 100,000 views or something like that. And here we can briefly mention something that sometimes happens. Now, if you guys look at the amounts that I've shown in this video, the revenue that has been generated from the videos, you can see that it's usually around the same. Like a video that gets around 60-70,000 views earns about 300 something, maybe 350, $400, something like that. This video got 100,000 views and it has earned me $317, which is kind of low for a video with that view count, at least for me, from what I'm used to on my channel. And that brings us to CPM, which stands for clicks per mil. Now that can go up and down all the time. Sometimes it's $3, sometimes it's $7, sometimes it's $10. So the higher the CPM, of course, the more you're gonna get paid. So yeah, that video, I thought it was gonna generate me more, like $600-700, but it was $300. I am in no way complaining. You know, I'm living my dream here. I'm just saying that sometimes it just differs. And my point is, I guess, just because someone gets 100,000 views, they're not guaranteed a certain amount of revenue. It can be up, it can be down. It's very, very weird, but it is what it is. Which actually brings me back to the wheels, because now I messed up. I did one video before we actually took delivery of the actual truck with the lift kit, the wheels, and the tires on there. I did a video where I showed you guys what the wheels were gonna look like, and it was titled Finally New Wheels for the F-150. Now that video generated $486.05. And with that video being out of the way, it actually brings us to the first video that we shot here regarding the F-150, and where we covered, you know, the cost of the mods and everything. Also an example of how a video with around, I don't know, 80-90,000 views can have very low CPM. The total revenue amount of that video, I actually have cheat sheets here so I can remember, is $280.61. Now in that video, I also explained to you guys that I wasn't planning on doing that specific video that day. The reason I did it that day was because I had just been to Harrisburg and had Shane wrap the rear bumper. I didn't wrap the front bumper at the time because, as many of you know, is that I had a front bumper on order. I just canceled it. You know all that if you've been following the channel here. Going to Shane's on Friday, getting the front bumper wrapped. But when I filmed all that at Shane's, I accidentally deleted everything when I came home and I was gonna start editing. So I had no footage of it, which really sucked, because it was a cool video of me coming there, hanging out with them, and him wrapping the bumper and everything. Now Shane filmed it as well, so on his channel there is a video of him wrapping the bumper. So if you guys want to see it, you can go check it out on InShane Design's YouTube channel. Now that brings us to the day that I was actually pulled over by a police officer very, very close to where I live, about a mile from my house. So obviously a police officer in the township where I live. And if you haven't seen that video, I will link it in the description if you want to watch everything and hear everything he said and that kind of thing. Of course, that video is part of this truck builds series, because it leads in to the next modification I had to do to the truck, which was fender flares. And again, a little bit about CPMs. Pretty popular video, and for I guess someone watching that's not a YouTuber, you won't really be able to relate and understand in the same way. I might come off like a complete douche saying that that video only generated $515, because usually I'm used to a lot bigger revenue on a video that gets 250,000 views. And that then leads to a video that I did pretty recently, where some things did not fall into place during the time frame that I expected them to do so I couldn't make the videos I'd planned to make. So I basically just called it a boring update video, or illegal F-150 update, or something like that I called it, where I just talked about, you know, waiting for the fender flares and you know, things just not going as planned. That video generated $200, not even $199 and some cents. It brings us to the last, or the most current video in the F-150 build series, and that is when I installed the fender flares. And you know, I also said in that video that I didn't really have any big plans on doing this anytime soon, but I did kind of feel like, you know, I was forced to do that because of me being pulled over and, you know, the police officer saying that my wheels stick out too much and so on. Now it turns out that that video apparently was pretty popular. It has around 300,000 views in a few days, and it has generated $1,387 in, I think it was 2 days of it being up. All of a sudden the CPM is a lot higher. It was around $7. So yeah, good revenue on a video that's been up for 2 days, at least for what I'm used to. So again, thank you guys for you know, supporting the channel and stuff. None of this is possible without you guys. And if I can do some quick calculation here and figure out exactly how much the videos have generated, we can continue the video. All right, so it seems to be right over $8,000. I think it's around $8,100. So I'm actually losing money on this build as we speak. A lot of haters will probably be happy about that. As I mentioned earlier, this has been going on for, I don't know, about 6 weeks. So yeah, it costs a lot of money to create somewhat interesting content for, you know, many channels, especially automotive channels, because it involves refreshing all the time and you know, getting mods for the vehicle and, you know, having a little build process that creates an interest and that kind of thing. Videos continue to get views over time. They continue to generate a revenue. So at this time right here, yeah, just the truck build, I mean, I have a bunch of other videos that generate revenue all the time and that I've done in the meantime of the F-150 mod series. But regarding the truck, since we started and to this day right here, about 6 weeks, yeah, it's cost a lot of money, but it's also generated a lot of money. But I kind of look at it this way: there's so many people out there, not just guys, I mean, I'm sure a lot of women do this type of stuff as well, that are very passionate about their vehicle and they mod their vehicle. I mean, they have to, you know, pay the same amount of money that I do, but because of my YouTube channel, it creates content for me, so I actually always make that money back and then some. I haven't done it quite yet, but trust me, with due time, that truck is definitely gonna, you know, go into the plus column. But long story short, and to somehow end this video, I feel extremely blessed to be able to do what I do. Cars are my passion, and it is also my career now, I guess you could call it. I mean, my channel is my main source of income, and it is what I love to do, and I feel so grateful to be able to do it. And it's, you know, all because of you guys. I mean, of course, I create the content. You wouldn't have anything to watch on my channel if I didn't create the content, but if you guys weren't there, it wouldn't really be doing much. I'd be sitting there watching it myself. So with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some kind of insight into sort of how it works, and, you know, what a truck build costs, and for me, being a full-time content creator on YouTube, what kind of money it can generate in a specific period of time. I'm sure I'm forgetting something here right now that I was gonna cover in this video as well, and it'll come to me during the time that I edit the videos, which pretty much always happens. But if you enjoy the video, you know what to do. Please give it a thumbs up, and if you're stopping by for the first time and you haven't already and you like what you see, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.